Welcome to the Captain's Log with me, Captain Christina Zamora from blogtrek.net. The Captain's Log is a podcast where I document my day and style it like a Star Trek episode. If you enjoyed the podcast, check out blogtrek.net where I have pictures, stories, and more. Hope you like this subspace transmission. Captain's Log, Stardate 07102021.7. Once again, the quadrant is being affected by intense interstellar radiation. It's very hot outside. Still, my expertise was needed at the Quadrotriticale, the rice shipping facility at Westsac 8. As I arrived, I was told of a potential disaster in the making when some baby tribbles were spotted near the the rice site. I can't pronounce it. I'm sorry. Quadrotriticale site. I set out to administer neotheline to the tribbles, a compound made by Dr. McCoy that drastically slows the tribble metabolism and ability to reproduce. After completing the mission at hand, I was tempted to keep one myself as they are very pleasing to touch tactically. I remember how much trouble they caused on the USS Enterprise and decided against keeping it. After neutralizing the triple threat, I undertook a brief study of the local aquatic fowl before returning to my shuttlecraft. Aboard the ship, I felt compelled by the prophets to visit Bajor Church. For context, I hadn't been to Bajor in at least a dozen years. Additionally, I wasn't dressed in typical Bajoran garb. Pretty much I was wearing a short skirt. Still, I wanted to have my orb experience and set out to arrive just before services began. I felt a bit weird at first as I was dressed in my Starfleet uniform and stood out relative to the rest of the attendees. Still, I was resolved to listen to the Vedic, the priest, and have an interaction with the prophets. I felt the wormhole aliens wouldn't care what I was wearing. I wasn't sure what I was looking to get out of the experience, only that I felt that I should be there. This was the first time I visited Bajor not on a mission from my superior officer, like being there because of my mom, nor there with some sort of ulterior purpose, such as socializing. I filled out a card and went in. I snuck into the back of the temple, hoping to draw as little attention as possible. At first, I was a bit bored, but resolved to continue. I went to the bathroom during a break. Upon returning, most of the back pews were taken, and I had no choice but to be just 2 rows away from the front. My name was called, and then I remembered that card I filled out. Ah, crap. So much for being unnoticed. The Vedic calls out my name again. Christina, asking if I'm there. I sheepishly raise my hand. My cheeks get flushed as I can feel all the eyes on me. The Vedic briefly thanks me for attending and moves on to speaking. The sermon itself wasn't that great. It felt like an intro psychology class. The fundamentals were sound, but I felt the thrust of the sermon was a bit oversimplified. Nonetheless, I did feel something. I still have a bit of hard time knowing what to believe, but it was a positive experience, and that's what I'm going to take away from this. My training as a Starfleet officer tells me that truth is something that must hold up under the scrutiny of scientific rigor. Yet, I am unsure what to make of the anecdotal experience that have got me to this point. By definition, I am in a state of cognitive dissonance. These two philosophies seem to contradict each other. The quote unquote logical solution would be that both have elements of truth and work in harmony with each other. Just this cognitive dissonance has caused me so much anxiety. I felt much more comfortable when I thought I knew what was and wasn't true. It doesn't help that I continue to feel toyed with in a number of ways. I can't be sure if the correlations I'm making are correct or not. There is definitely reason to believe that perhaps I altered my neuropathic connection due to artificially introducing dopamine into the synapses. It's bad enough that I don't have an extensive social network. I'd also rather not feel at odds with myself as well. For now, I still trust my judgment, though I'm always open to being wrong. I don't want to become some delusional old lady insisting on something that has little to no basis in reality. I just wish, if anything, I had certainty again. Rereading this, I am reminded of the Data quote when Picard asks what the scanners show. And Data says, I do not know. And Picard replies, what do you mean you don't know? Data responds, the most elementary and valuable statement in science. The beginning of wisdom is, I do not know. And I do not know what that is. And that is how I feel right now about everything. Um, I feel like I'm on the cusp of something, yet I'm not sure what it is. Um, perhaps this is on the brink of some sort of wisdom, or perhaps I'm on the brink of insanity. Guess in looking back, we'll find out soon enough, right? Anyways, thank you for tuning in and hearing me out. You could catch more of me on blogtrack.net. Got the pictures there, um, and short stories and more. So hope you're having a good day. Thank you.